What's up guys, it's me Jeremy. You know, as always, the artists of the League of Legends community have been hard at work creating some amazing skin concepts with ideas that they would like to see come to the game, and we know for a fact that Riot definitely does take inspiration from the community with skins especially. Some of the most awesome skins Riot have created started off as ideas from fans of the game who created their own original versions. So as a way to promote their ideas and also give credit to some of the amazing talent in our community, today we're taking a look at another list of some amazing fan skin concepts in no particular order to share with all you guys today. And if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely hit that like button and let's begin. So our first skin today is from Hilliard with an awesome concept that is very similar in a way to the chosen Fiora concept that we kind of showcased in a previous video, only this time Fiora has chosen the dark side. The concept has Fiora with this awesome dark armor along with a red lightsaber to make her look like a super serious real Sith Lord. One thing I love about this skin is that you can actually see her usual side kind of like fringe haircut underneath the hood, so it's instantly recognizable as Fiora. The only difference is this time her hair is blood red and she's got those evil glowing eyes to match. The trailing cape is a really cool touch for the Forsaken concept as well. It gives a ton of character and a serious villain vibe. Honestly, for a skin that's building on an existing skin line, this would honestly look even more badass in the game than the current already Forsaken Jace, and that's definitely saying something. This skin is legit. Hilliard isn't quite finished with Fiora just yet though, as our second skin that we're taking a look today is another one from the same wonderful artist, and this time it's Victorious Fiora, aiming to fit in with the other skins from the Victorious skin line that are used as rewards for players that reach the rank of gold or higher in each ranked season. She's fully armored just like you'd expect for that serious duelist vibe, and she's got the same silver, gold, and blue color scheme that all the other Victorious skins share. All the other Victorious skins share like an almost royal-esque feeling to them, and Hilliard's Fiora pulls it off with an awesome cape, cool bits of trim to her armor, and that super iconic half cape on the side. Number 3 is a bit of a change up from one of those Fiora skins, and it's actually a revisited version of a skin that we've talked about before, which was Elderwood Kindred. Now the Elderwood Kindred concept by Veigar Colors was definitely one of our favorite designs ever, but it definitely shared a lot of the original Elderwood Bard concept that it somewhat lacked its own identity in a sense, but it was an amazing art piece. So Veigar Colors, aka Z, has been hard at work setting the Kindred theme apart from the Riot-made Bard skin while also keeping that Elderwood theme alive, and overall, man, this is a fantastic piece of design. The colors are slightly different and it no longer has a blue foundation that Elderwood Bard has. Instead, the focus is on the carved wood and trailing leaves that almost make it look like flicks of fire trailing around. Honestly, Wolf just looks insanely cool in this skin, and Lamb's looking pretty slick too. Our fourth skin for the day is one that is just mind-blowing in the style of a splash art rather than an in-game model that we've seen so far. Unfortunately though, I have to admit I actually don't have an idea who created this skin, but it was done for a Chinese skin art contest, so if any of you guys know the original artist, definitely comment them below. I would love to give them some love, some credit for sure, and this skin is Justicar Z. Although the skin was meant to build on the Justicar line shared by Aatrox and Syndra, it almost looks a lot more like a Protoss character from the StarCraft franchise even, because of the awesome arcane blue glow along with the golden armor. He does look pretty close to a Zealot from StarCraft, but he's definitely still recognizable as Zed thanks to the shurikens on his back and the metal claws rather than energy swords. My favorite part of the skin is definitely the hair, probably something that we haven't really seen on Zed before, but giving him that long trailing white hair is actually really cool for the same reason. Just like you're getting a little bit of a glimpse behind the mask, or proof that he's more than just a little bit of a shadow. Speaking of shadows though, the only downside to the skin would how hard it would be to have cool Zed shadows when the skin is based around being light, and so it might not necessarily translate into an actual in-game skin all that well, but it's an awesome concept with some absolutely insane talent behind it. Now our fifth fan concept skin is honestly probably one that Riot should be sat down making it into a real thing, making it the real deal right now. Of all the skins that we've seen so far in these videos, this spooky bard concept by Glow is definitely one of the easiest ones to imagine actually making it into the game by far. Glow drew up some different views on the skin and even a splash art for it, including some adorable little ghost meeps, and honestly the skin just screams Harrowing exclusive. It's not nearly as ominous as something like Headless Hecarim, it's kind of just playful with the cutesy pumpkin and simple clothing, but Bard is such a lovable creature that it works so well, and I would absolutely love for this skin to be released next year in Halloween. I'd honestly just totally snap up this skin in an instant if it went live, and I'm sure a lot of you guys would as well. Obviously, it's probably a little bit too late for it to be released this year, but either way, it's super awesome and just a fantastic concept in general, and it really goes to show that keeping things simple can sometimes do your concepts so much justice. Next on our list, we've got a skin from someone who's a little bit of a familiar face around this channel, which is Sirhaian Arts, with another awesome contribution to our fan concept videos with the new creation of Star Guardian Gragas. As always, Sirhaian puts up these videos to show up the special effects rather than kind of like models or textures, so the focus is definitely on these awesome particle effects actually created for, each of the skin's abilities rather than the actual model. Gragas' W is looking a little bit generic with some cutesy little stars that you might expect from Magical Girl theme, but things really ramp up with this barrel roll Q where it starts to spin like crazy, gaining speed, glowing super intensely before exploding into this cluster of just awesome little sparkles, dots, and stars. And it's more of the same on the body slam, keeping things pretty consistent, but things get super impressive once you actually see the ultimate. The impact crater is a multicolored cloud like this super tiny happy nuke, with trails of particles exploding outwards from the center, and as always, it's definitely Riot level VFX design, and it's super cool to watch. Hopefully, if Riot ever decides to make Gragas as fabulous as Taurik by giving him his own Star Guardian skin, they'll be taking ideas from Sirhaian with the visual effects. And since we're already lurking on Sirhaian's channel, let's take a look at one of his other concepts next, which is Hextech Veigar. Again, the aim here is to show off the VFX, not the actual character models, so we're looking exclusively at the new particle effects Sirhaian has created for each of Veigar's abilities. The auto attack's a little bit simple with the little cute energy orb as the projectile. His Q works as kind of like a bigger version of the auto attack, but it does have a way more distinct trail along the path that the skill shot flies. His W is an incredible targeted effect on the ground that kind of looks like this nice epic rune mark, which then gets hit with this large bolt of energy from the sky that has this super awesome spiraling particle effect on it after it lands. His event horizon starts with a glowing ring of energy that spawns the walls of the cage, and the walls themselves have kind of like a square pattern. It looks a lot more scientific than maybe normal magic, so it's a really great example of what Hextech is meant to be. And last up, of course, we have the ultimate that is like going to be a Q on steroids with this huge ball of energy that explodes up out of the ground when it hits a target. As always, the effects are just totally on point. It's an absolutely amazing piece of design, and they do a lot of justice to the Hextech theme as well, which is actually something Riot themselves haven't explored all that much themselves so far, even though they've definitely been trying to. So it's something that we could maybe see come in the future. And we're back to more traditional skin concepts next with Void Terror Cho'Gath by Jrancourt. This concept was produced for the 2014 Riot Games Art Challenge, and it gives him a new color scheme that actually looks super badass and unlike anything else Void related that we've seen so far. For me, the best part of this skin is the evolution of the skin as he grows bigger and bigger from the feast stacks. He gets more and more intimidating based on how stacked up he is, growing more spikes, longer arms, and more prominent protrusions from his spine, making him look a lot more reptilian. Definitely an upgrade over just straight up increasing the model size, although it would essentially mean that this skin might need like 6 different versions to swap into each time he uses his ultimate, so it might struggle a bit to code into the actual game, but it could work great as a legendary skin. And we're going back to Hilliard actually with our 9th skin concept today with a skin that he calls Risen Lasondra. The level of detail that's gone into this piece is honestly just amazing. It includes not only a detailed piece of concept art, but also an example model for an idea of how it might look in the actual game. Just like Risen Fiddlesticks, it's meant to show what Lasondra might look like if she was from Shurima, with the idea that she's a mummy that has come back to life, floating around on a bed of rock and quicksand. The wrapped hair gives a really realistic feel to it, and the floating vambraces and claws just look super awesome and could be so sweet in game, especially since you can see her real arms crossed against her body like a pharaoh in a sarcophagus. Helia's idea was that the abilities could use sand, maybe even hieroglyphs in her VFX, and maybe using her bandages to lock down her enemies when she roots them. It's a super detailed piece of work and a crazy cool idea for a faction-swapped champion. And our next skin concept for today is Cosmic Syndra by BlandStuffTastesNice. The idea is for a much more sparkly version of Syndra than what is currently available in the game, using a spacey theme that actually suits her quite well. Her hair is made to look like outer space with different colored stars and a kind of transparent effect almost that makes it look really surreal. She's not exactly well equipped and only wearing the bare minimum clothing wise, but it looks pretty smart, and she does have a couple of floaty pink pieces of armor that are still extremely cool looking. The real eye catcher is her dark spheres though, which look like more fiery little blue suns rather than balls of energy, and it fits really well since Rai does like to give her spheres different textures and feels based on the skin that you're using. I guess the only real confusing part is why she's blue herself. Maybe it's something about outer space that turns people blue, which happened to Ao Shin after all, but overall, awesome work, and I love this concept. Anyway, that just about wraps up our list of fan concept skins for today. As always, I love taking a look at these and being able to share off and just give exposure to a lot of the awesome work that some of the absolutely incredible, amazing artists in the League of Legends community do with you guys. So definitely make sure to check out the links in the description to show your support for the original artists if you haven't already. And looks like that's gonna be it for me. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe if you want. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.